And a one. And a bing, 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 bing. We're live. It's the Martin Fowler Scrum. It's a Tuesday morning. It's the 2nd of January. We have Bill, we have Michael, we have Nick, we have Paul, and we have myself, Sam, hosting the first Martin Fowler Scrum of the year. I can go first and just say, well, I had a very relaxing holiday. That was great. Thank you very much. And then this morning I got straight onto the Anthony Powell Society. That's a membership database. And I've got a big long list of issues from them to fix. And I've fix a chunk of them. If I'm lucky, I'll get through the rest of them tomorrow. The deadline for our beta release for that is on Friday. Since then, I was just quickly looking at the Twitter API and downloading Twirl and like playing with the new direct message API, and thinking that probably the things I had in mind might be against their terms of service. So I'll maybe put that to one side. Not so many things on my agenda coming up today. I think we have the oh gosh, what's it called? Do we have the RSpec mob coming up? Although, yeah, well, Federico, we'll see that there is potentially an RSpec mob today, but we will see. It depends who is trying to attend that. Yeah, and they've got NHS things. Yeah, I'd hoped we'd get out a questionnaire for the NHS people, but that doesn't seem to have happened over the holidays. Anyway, if you're interested in that, that'll be later on today at 4:30 p.m. UTC. I'm not really blocked by anything, just need to catch up with all of the little Slack messages. Nick, you were in first. How are things going with you?
Good. I've been working on the edX class, that SAS book, for the last week or two. And I've got kind of put off that the refactoring that I signed up to do, but I got one question for it before I continued on it. So
okay, sure, well, we can have a look at that at the end. And yeah, we had fun with that, but yeah, there's obviously some complexity on that. Yeah, so I guess it's one blocking. You're doing the edX course then as well, the Rails Agile Development course.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, we have a mob on that on Fridays that you might be interested in.
Okay.
Bill's also in, but yeah, I'll let you know about that afterwards. Great stuff. Yeah, let's check in on your local support issue at the end. I think it was Bill that was in next. Hey, Bill, how are things going with you?
Good. I mean, you were just talking about that edX course. I've just finished that.
Right.
But I'm carrying on with the Flatiron course.
I
actually put in a pull request for website 1.
Yes.
That basic fix, whatever it was, I can't even remember now. And
yeah, it was like a title change or something. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. That's about it, really. I didn't really do anything over the week.
It was time to relax. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I didn't do anything.
Great stuff. Yeah. So nothing blocking you. Any plans in particular, or continuing with the Flatiron course, obviously?
Yeah, I was just looking at that Google sign-in business on website 1.
Right.
And looking at, was it the mock objects and OmniAuth business?
Yes.
So I was just looking through that and trying to figure out how that works. That's about it, really.
Yeah. Well, I'm very happy to have a look at that with you. I think that was the issue where our test didn't catch a problem with the Google Auth, and we were wondering if we can adjust the test so that they would catch them in future.
But that's the one.
Yeah, cool. Well, we can certainly have a little chat about that at the end of the Scrum if there's time. I've just merged in your fix there. Thanks very much for that on website 1. Very much appreciated. Good stuff. That's Nick and Bill. Let's go on to Paul was in next, I think. Hey, Paul, how are things going with you?
Oh, good, Sam. Yeah, I've been doing quite a lot, setting up some of the automation devices around my place, installing the energy monitoring device,
cool.
and getting that working, and also learning React. So
wonderful.
Going into that in a big way, and that's been quite a learning curve for me. Now I think I'm about ready to start on the landing page for the home portal. So getting down into some actual coding at last.
Wonderful. Yeah, it's great to have the open peer power. Yeah, wonderful. Yes, we've been having a lot of fun with in inverted commas React in our React mob and so on. But I think we've now actually got the acceptance tests. Oh, that was one thing I did just retrieve just at the end of the break. Just before the break was get full acceptance tests working and to get the acceptance both failing and passing and back to front with the nightmare system. But yes, React is a bit of a learning curve in various places.
Yeah, I'd have to say I've sort of demonstrated some of the or the prototype to some friends, and they're a bit underwhelmed by it. But I hope that once it actually does something a bit more, they'll be a bit more impressed.
Anyway, so, it's good to. I think it's good to start small and build one's way up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Good show. So you're not particularly blocked by anything, and your plans, I guess, are to push on with the development of the portal.
That's correct. Yeah.
Wonderful, great stuff. Thanks, Paul.
A lot of help from Hey Away.
No, say again.
Hey Away, he's giving me a lot of help.
Right, yes, JP, as I call him, because I don't pronounce his first name very correctly.
I'm not sure if I pronounced it correctly.
Well, you're probably doing a better job than me. I'm just scared. I just call him JP now because I think that's safer on
okay, that's probably a good idea.
Good stuff. Yeah, he's great. But yeah, I'm also working with him on the Met Plus DevOps. There's a big backlog of things I'm supposed to do there. But yeah, great stuff. Thanks, Paul. Let's go on to Michael. There's also him. Michael, how are things going with you?
Good. How are you?
Anything to report? Anything blocking you? Any plans?
Nothing really to report right now. So.
All right, there you go. Short and sweet as always, Michael. Not wasting anybody's time. Fantastic. Right, well, that's our Scrum then. We did have a viewer briefly, but not anymore. Nick, did you had a question that was relating to the local support project? Do you want to share your screen and bring up the issue?
Yeah.
Now, and everybody feel free to hang around or nip off if you have to nip off, and we'll look at maybe Nick's question, then possibly Bill's question about website 1. But yeah, Nick, let me myself on my side pull it up.
I'll sign off now.
All right, Paul, great to see you. Good to see you. Hope you see you again soon.
Bye for now. Bye for now.
All right.
All right. So
yes. So just for context for the people, this is the local support. This is a thing about having some events automatically posted to Twitter and other social media things. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is the Reach Skills class.
Right.
We import all the job or volunteer opportunities from Reach Skills.
Right.
And I couldn't find an API documentation on the website, but it seems we have a special URI that we
they've created for us. Yeah, exactly.
So my question is, so I was checking out what we were getting from the poll, and I kind of took a snippet of right here of what we get. We get a title, organization description. Could we by chance request to get like a created, like when they created it?
We certainly could. Yeah, I guess that doesn't appear at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing a custom endpoint for us. So yeah, let me go ahead and request that right now.
All right, cool. Because yeah, that would make it that would make it really simple to integrate.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess the background context for this is that, so this is the refactoring. You're trying to set it up so that we have information about when new opportunities become available, so that we can then detect and do the Twitter posting because we know they're new ones rather than reposting the old ones, right?
Right.
But so the Reach Skills is one thing. For the other one, which is the Do It API, we do have that information. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. We weren't recording it, so.
Right. I think you've changed that now. You're now updating the created at or updated at date, aren't you?
Yeah, so we also got to create it at, and I think updated at also for the Do It. It would be nice to have both, but created at would be the most important.
Yes, indeed. The but so in principle, we don't actually need this change from Reach Skills before we could say implement just the Twitter updates related to the Do It API.
Correct.
Right. Is there anything else? But I'll certainly make that request because you never know how long it might take to come through. Is there anything else that's standing in your way? I get the sense that you're maybe kind of feeling a bit ground down by the process of needing so many different things refactored in order to move on with the feature itself. Is that right?
So Reach Skills is the only thing left that needs to be refactored. Other than that, everything is good to go. We probably should write some tests, and I might request some help to do that.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I'm not really comfortable with writing any Cucumber tests or the.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, no problem at all. And yeah, you know the URL to book a slot with me. We're in
Right.
a new month, so go right ahead and just book a slot whenever you need.
Okay.
I was going to say, dropping
go
on web dev on Fridays. That's what we've been looking at a little.
Yeah, that's right. And actually, Nick, you'll have access to the videos through your premium face to face. So you've got Mob as well, and so as well as attending future Mob sessions, it might not be the best time for you, but you can access the videos of myself and Bill and Brent all talking through the Cucumber RSpec testing and all this, that, and the other.
Okay. Is that he was cutting out, so I didn't catch it. Was that the RSpec mob or?
Yeah. So in
Mook Mob on Fridays.
Mob, we've been going through. Was it chapter 7 and 8 last time?
Yeah.
In that the EAS book from the edX course, which covers Cucumber and RSpec. So I found that I found that helpful. I mean, I'm learning RSpec and trying to get my head around Cucumber myself.
Okay, cool.
So in those videos, was it the last one we had and the one before? I think we covered a little of that.
Yep, and there's a playlist. I'll put a note to myself here now to make sure, Nick, that you've got access to the playlist for that and all the details. Afterwards, I'll pass it on to you. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. So this is Mook Mob videos and times for Nick. Okay. Good show. Righto then. Yeah. And so I mean, actually, interesting that I was just playing around with the Twitter API. I mean, in some ways, the trick will be, I don't think we have to wait for the reach skills thing to come through. Is just doing what I would call the tracer bullet of just, can we get the the round trip and just post something, and then we can move forward. But I'd be very excited to work on that with you.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a couple different ways how we could implement it. So I got some ideas, but then I'd also like to talk to you about what you think. So
sure, absolutely.
Yeah, everything's set up. We just need to put it in motion. That should be
wonderful,
pretty straightforward.
Great stuff. Well, we look forward to working on it with you. And maybe for this Scrum, we'll leave that there. But of course, do feel free to reach out to me with just general questions in the local support Slack channel, and or book one of the sessions. And we'll also have like the local support meetings and other scrums where we can look at more things. But yeah, thanks for that, Nick. Good stuff. Let's just go on to Bill. Yeah, did you want to have did you have some questions about those tests relating to the website one, Google OAuth, or can it be put into words easily, or?
Well, I only just started following on from where you left off last time. We're looking through the OmniAuth feature and looking at those Cucumber tests, and they just basically use a mock object, don't they? So it never hits the API. It doesn't even use VCR or anything.
No.
So I was running it using. I looked through the basic steps, and I found the one that that says I should see such and such. I used the capybara method, save an open page. Whenever you launch it, it just literally opens up a web page.
Yes.
And on a web page, it just says logged on successfully and logged on and sign up successfully. So it just automatically generates that page every single time. It doesn't test anything. I'm not sure. No. I don't know where's the page coming from. It just automatically generates that page. So the mock literally does mock everything out. So you're not testing anything.
Indeed. So the particular danger with mocks of having, but particularly in an acceptance test, that it becomes a vacuous test, and that it's there, it goes green each time, but it's actually just a waste of resources. So definitely that's something that has to be on the alert for.
I mean, so was it the Odin project uses, is it OAuth 2 or something, or Google OAuth 2 instead of G+?
Yes, they do.
Their tests, and having a quick look, they don't seem to test that at all.
Right, which is another approach. I mean, I think there's different levels of mocking, in as much as there is for OAuth, there's a specific set of mocks that just kind of provide some kind of cover, and the way you're describing it, I'm going to bring up just here quickly some of the. I think all of these things it's makes it much more manageable to talk about them with the code up and about. But so if we look in our features directory here and we go to the support, and is it then into, what have we got in our capybara? Let's see if I can find the OAuth mocks in there. It's gonna, annoyingly, because we have the fixtures in the support thing, it makes it very difficult to find anything in there. Is it the hooks?
The users.
No, I think I got it. We've got our hooks here. So we've got this, you know, OmniAuth test mode that we set, and then we kind of, I mean, what we're doing here is we're stubbing out before the system hits the network layer. Which is, you know, with this kind of thing, when you've got a third-party entity, there are good reasons to do this. You don't want your tests failing because that third-party entity has just gone offline for 20 minutes and come back on again while you're working on something else. At the same time, there's a question about, you know, like, is our OmniAuth mocking here set up correctly according to the latest things? But you were saying that you were just stepping through. So you're saying the user tests. So for example, we've got our I think we've got an OmniAuth feature, haven't we?
Yeah.
So that then here you were looking at this test.
Well, not that one. The next one down, the login with Google.
Yeah. So when I click with Google, and so this is like they're on the sign-in page, and I click with Google, and so this is, that's just clicking the page there, and I should see signed in successfully.
Yeah, that always appears.
Yes. Well, I think what we're missing here is maybe the sad path where where Google rejects the account, which we should also be able to mock, using this sort of stuff. So that if we look at that one, I was just looking at before Christmas. If we go to the OmniAuth GitHub wiki, I think we've got a page on what they call, is that the right one? OmniAuth GitHub. I think I want this one, wiki. I think they had within here in the pages, one of them they've got in here. I thought they actually call it relationship for integration tests. Is that not the word? There we go, integration testing. That's the one, which I think is, although it hasn't been updated for a year, I think this is still like the way that one is supposed to do. So what we should be doing is mocking failure as well. I think we've got the problem with these tests is that they're only ever checking that the system works and not that it doesn't work. What's still not clear is whether, that problem that we encountered is, which, if I remember, the problem that we encountered was that the OmniAuth had been upgraded underneath us as a result of the GitHub, and the new system wasn't working, and it wouldn't start working until we downgraded it backwards. But the test just didn't detect that at all, did they?
Yeah, that's right.
And so I think it's still, one could try and write really extensive tests here with VCR and no mocking, but I think that's kind of a bit of a rabbit hole, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And I think what we should be looking at doing is seeing if we can, ensure that, we should have here, as well as just happy path. I don't know if we've got other, because there's OmniAuth and there's link GitHub. I guess this is the key OmniAuth thing that should be doing this. Is there sign up, sign? And this is only mentioning sign in. We've also got sign up here, which has also got OmniAuth scenarios in it, where they like here, where they sign up with a Google account there. And we've got some users deactivated, tries to sign up again, user deactivated message. So we've got some sad paths there, but we've certainly got no sad paths here for the OmniAuth ones, for that one. I think what I would be doing would be taking a very careful reading of this, and trying to work out, how are we using the OmniAuth mocks correctly? Can we, maybe a simple, sensible step is to add, the path for what happens when it fails. Like at the moment, maybe it ends up showing the user a 500 exception error, and there's, that's not going to be a very good experience for the user. We should at least map that path. The question there is if there's something about these settings that we can, having made a bit more, tweaked the tests, made them a bit more extensive, we could then experiment with upgrading to the newest version of OmniAuth, or indeed the OmniAuth version that, or the OmniAuth Google thing that's, what are they called? I've forgotten the name. Odin Project are using, because they didn't seem to. I guess well, we could check whether they're using the very latest version of OmniAuth. At the moment, this is all keeping us locked back to an older version of OmniAuth. Our problem. So we want to add a few more tests, see if we can actually detect the error and sort of compare and contrast. Does that all sound?
No, that
sensible?
makes sense. I was just wondering though, if you put in a sad path, is that actually going to pick up a change in the gem as happened last time?
Well, that's what we would need to explore. I think that the bottom line is that there's going to be, when we're mocking like this, as they describe here, there's some sorts of issues that we're not gonna cover, because it's not a completely accurate replica of the real situation. But there's kind of a trade-off between the amount of work that one would have to do to perfectly replicate, for a pure acceptance test, versus getting, an amount of work that's a sensible amount of work to get a sufficient amount of cover, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. There's no guarantee that we will cover that issue. But what we can at least do is, now that we know that there was that issue, as we add more tests and we can tweak it, we can see if, we can create a set of tests that are slightly more sensitive that would detect that thing, and we will know because we can try it out, right?
Okay. All
right.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Good show. All right. Good stuff. Okay, Scrum. The after Scrum is over. 2 viewers. Greetings, viewers. AgileVentures.org. This year, 2018, will be the year of Agile Ventures. Enjoy. It'll get, there'll be wondrous joy all around. Great to see you all again. Looking forward to a fantastic year for Agile Ventures. Yeah, I will be around. See everybody maybe at the next Scrum, or just reach out to me on Slack. Bye for now.
Thanks very much, everyone. See you later.
Bye for now. Take care.
Yep.